Welcome back to the Deep Biggest Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew. My other host right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe and drop some comments below. Let us know your thoughts.
We're begging you to subscribe. We're almost to 500.
Please.
Please. But we're talking Bill Belichick. He reportedly has not signed his contract with North Carolina yet, which is a big deal because apparently a lot of people in that building, shitting bricks. They think he's trying to go to the NFL still. Seems like he's interested in talking with NFL teams. I know the Raiders were kind of initially everyone was talking about him going there, but it seems like Ben Johnson is closing in on that. I don't know if he would go to the Cowboys. I'm not sure really what team he's kind of holding out for, but do you think it's a big deal that he hasn't signed this North Carolina contract yet? And does it like play into him trying to get in the NFL?
I think he is keeping his options open. I mean, realistically, this is a guy that just last season, it seemed like he had a job kind of locked up with the Atlanta Falcons, and it ended up falling to shit. It just didn't happen. And I think that's where his heart truly lies, is in the NFL. Obviously, he's been in it for years. I could see him, just kind of holding off on really signing the paperwork, putting pen to paper, just to see how things shape out, because you never know. Someone could just be like, hey, you know what? I know we have all these young guys. Let's just go out there and get a guy that takes us over the edge. I mean, who's to say that, one of the recent teams that just fell out of the playoffs is just like, you know what? Steelers, we're kind of parted ways. We need to move on from Mike Tomlin. Tomlin's like, hey, I think it makes best sense for me to move on as well. Instead, let's get Bill Belichick. Let's get Belichick to move in here. I don't know what he's actually looking for, but it is very interesting that, I mean, we know that that's what he wants. He ultimately wants to be an NFL guy.
Yeah, I think he would much rather prefer it in the NFL. But I mean, I'm looking at the teams. If it's not the Raiders, if they go with Ben Johnson, I'm like, the Jets, I don't think he would put up with that ownership and that mess that they have going on there. The Bears seem intriguing, but does he want to? Like, he's a guy that wants control, like Ryan Poles. They didn't want to get rid of that guy for Ben Johnson. So do you think they're going to do it for Belichick? The Cowboys seem like I think the Cowboys could be a legit option. I just don't know if they would really consider him. And my mind goes to the Saints, but I think people were thinking Mike McCarthy is going to go to the Saints. So I just don't see like where really is his fit right now for the NFL. And then I was thinking too, like, are we forgetting like how kind of like messy he was at the end with the Patriots? Like this was a guy that had Matt Patricia as his offensive coordinator. He was missing on like he wasn't able to get a receiving room.
Yeah.
Like he was actually terrible at drafting because in the past he was like, I'm gonna outsmart everyone. I'm gonna get this guy that no one gives a fuck about in the second round, and he's gonna be my starter. But he was just missing on those guys. Like he was overdrafting, and the team was just like it wasn't modern. Like it was too far in the past. I don't think he is an NFL guy anymore. Like I would love to see him in college to see what he can build. Like I think that his style of coaching is not really what these pros want anymore either.
No, and I think realistically, the one team I could see kind of being a wild card, and it's just solely because we've seen it happen before, is Shad Khan and the Jacksonville Jaguars, because they have no problem being like, you know what, we'll take a wild swing. We will give you, here's a blank check. You write the number and we'll sign off on it. We do not care. We will give you whatever you want. On the fucking call with Trent Baalke on it, he told reporters, yeah, we'd fire Trent Baalke. That's crazy, bro. The Shad Khan does not care.
And he at one point gave the keys to the kingdom to Tom Coughlin.
Yeah.
So I could see him definitely being like, whatever, Belichick, run this shit. Like, do whatever you want.
Yeah, and so I think that's one wild card out there that I don't know if Bill Belichick would want to go to Jacksonville, but I mean, it's an option for him. If
And like,
they
who is the coaches that are reportedly like linked to Jacksonville job right now? Like, there's really nobody interested in that job.
No, I mean, it's kind of just like middle of the pack. There's not really a path to continue on, and you are not to say stuck with Trevor Lawrence, but you are stuck with Trevor Lawrence. You can't move off of him because they paid him, and it's not your guy. So, I mean, I think that'd be a good spot for Belichick. I just don't know if he's interested in going to such an unserious franchise.
And I think it's hard too, like when you have like you're putting everything in place at North Carolina right now. I don't know if they're like in the middle of recruiting or what,
They are.
but
Do
like
you remember that picture that the
Belichick is taking.
yeah.
But yeah, like you got Lombardi there, like he's really set up his life there, and his Steve Belichick is like set up there, and like man, it seems like such a risk that Belichick is willing to tear it all apart to go to attempt to go to the NFL. And then there's this like the $10 million buyout that people are like talking about. I don't know how it's gonna work legally with him not signing the offer. So it's a mess, and it's also like it's rubbing the organization at North Carolina so wrong because you thought for a while like, okay, well this guy's all in, like he's about North Carolina football, and we're gonna be a contender, we're gonna be a playoff team consistently from now on. And now he's just like, I don't know if I want to be here. Like this is the same guy that wrote on a napkin like he quit the day he like took the job for the NFL team. So he's done that. This is the same guy.
Yeah, that's true. Bill Belichick's just different, dog. He's just different.
I don't know. Well, you guys let us know in the comments if you think that he's going to the NFL or he's going to stay in college. So please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Later.